former Manhattan prosecutor and defense attorney Paul Callan. Paul, what did you learn from what was released today that forwarded your understanding?
Well, it was a fascinating indictment in that they've turned it into the most serious crime you can commit under New York law. This murder in the first degree in furtherance of terror. By saying it's a terroristic murder, if he's convicted of that count, he's guaranteed a minimum of 25 to life with no parole. It kind of replaces what the death penalty used to be there for in New York. We don't have the death penalty in New York anymore, but that counts an important one because that'll keep him in prison for all of his natural life.
How is it 2 counts of second-degree murder? Is it different types of second degree, 1 count of each? Because there's only 1 deceased.
Yeah, I think they're viewing it as 1 count probably as if they can't say that it was a terroristic act, and they come down to murder in the second degree as a subunit of the first count, and the other is if they just go to that first. But I don't really understand it, because second-degree murder in New York is with intent to kill somebody, you kill them. That's right. What second-degree murder is. I don't know why you need 2 counts of it in the indictment. The truth of the matter is the max sentence is going to be 25 to life.
No matter what it is.
And, yeah, so it doesn't matter.
So what do they need to prove terroristic intentions, and do they have it satisfied by his own words in the scene that we're depicting in the middle of our 2 pictures right now?
Oh, I think the case that you laid out in your introduction shows that they have a slam dunk case of murder as an act of terror. The statute defines it as you committing a murder for the purpose of terrorizing a civilian population to do some kind of a political or ideological act, or to try to influence a unit of government with respect to a governmental policy. And by looking at his postings online and all of the things that he wrote, things that he said to other people, the DA has laid out a case that he killed Brian Thompson, the CEO of UnitedHealthcare, to try to influence health policy in the United States by this act of terror. So it's classic terrorism.
So now that before we get to the defense counsel and what would be their best case and what qualifies, she had said on CNN in one of her hits, his only chance is to plead insanity. It's not that easy under New York state law in terms of what the insanity defense requires. We'll get to that. But first, did you hear the part about the family? So the family had reported him missing. The authorities call the family and say, hey, you said the guy's missing. Could this be the guy, this picture? They don't get back to authorities, but eventually give some type of communication that they could see, whether it was the mother or whoever it was, that they could see him doing something like that. Is there criminal exposure, obviously moral exposure?
Well, is there criminal exposure for them not telling the police that that was their son in the half picture with him being covered by the mask? Yeah, I mean, I think that obviously they were able to recognize their own son in that picture, and they didn't identify him to the police.
But that he knew, that not that they knew, but they could see him doing something like that. How incriminating is that?
Well, I think you'd need more specifics than that. Were they just saying, my son was so sick, I could see him doing some crazy thing like that? Or did they mean, we knew he was planning this, and we didn't do anything about it? There's a big difference between the two. One could be aiding and abetting in the murder. The other could just be a distressed mother talking about her son, who probably does have emotional or mental problems. And obviously, he does have problems like that to commit an act like this.
Hey, thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your screen. And don't forget, click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.